For those of you who are pacing with us and you're listening and you're leaning in, I first want to say congratulations for following your heart and joining us here, because it means that there's a spark in your soul, right? That there's more that you want to contribute. The business model that is really important to me and to Rhonda, it's not the one of keeping people beyond an arm's length. It is literally the one where you grab them and you hold them close and you love them tight.
Okay.
It's you lean in and find your people.
So the first time that Cassie and I met one another, so she's a hugger. She's a hugger. She's a lover. And not that I'm not a hugger. So when she says that, literally, like she held on to me like we were sisters. And I'm thinking to myself, who's not a hugger, thinking, oh my goodness, what have I walked into? So if you ever see her out and about, this is what is going to happen to you.
100%. I meet someone and I introduce myself, and then I immediately move in for a hug with a little bit of warning. So they have enough warning like to totally like back away, but not really, because I'm just going to love on them anyway, because I feel like more people in this world need love. And I think that's the same approach in business. So let's dive into the vision of what we're creating here, Rhonda. We're gonna in these next few episodes, we're going to touch on our journey. I think this series is going to be really interesting, where both of us are just gloves off, raw, real, open, transparent, honest, because I just think the world needs more of that. There's enough of us trying to live the social media highlight reels, and enough's enough. Now, Rhonda.
Goodness gracious, what's coming
I
next?
told you, gloves are off, right? We're, way beyond the surface here. When we say vision of this project, of this movement, this rallying around the human element, attracting, loving, building, creating, cultivating your tribe of people, not only to do business with, but to do life with. What does that vision mean to you?
Golly, I think that when you said something recently in a community that we're serving together, that no one is going to be left behind, it struck a nerve in me where you said, yes, everyone has a goal, but together we're going up the mountain and we are not leaving anyone behind. When you are working online, you are isolated. And I never really understood like that bestie. Let's get a bestie. I'm like, I need a bestie. Where's a bestie? And we try to reach out. Hey, do you want to partner? Do you want to be accountability buddies? And for whatever reason, for me, that was really hard. Talking about keeping things close to my vest, it was really hard for me to do that. I'm sure like you were like, all right, everybody in the room, you're my friend. Let's go. That was probably you. But I have now been a part of Cassie's hugs and love. And I want to be in a room where people support one another and that everybody will get up the mountain together. I think that all of the noise that's out there right now complicates things. I want to get back to a simpler way of business. I mean, old school, advanced maternal age, like old school is like a really simple way. And what that means is that people do business with people.
Amen.
And when we can create a culture and a community of support, the party on the other side of that, like I'm getting the Rhonda bumps, just like thinking about that, like that's what lights me up. And that's how I want to show up and serve. So I think, does that answer the question of vision?
100%. Chances are, if you joined this and you clicked in, you're heading towards that new territory, that fork in the road, whether you've decided to make a turn or not. But I really want you to pause and look at this and dare to dream and speak out loud, or write, or share with someone that you love, or even in the community. What is your vision and what's the gap to getting there?
Yeah, that's good. Cassie's really good at pointing out those gaps and standing out in the middle of those gaps. Yeah, because every voice needs to be heard. Because here's the thing that I think that's really important with that and speaking like your vision is that your skills, your talent, your unique voice is important. And too many times we think that we have to do it a very specific way. And in doing something a very specific way stifles that creativity, it stifles that unique voice, and it paralyzes you so that you don't take action moving forward on your dream, because you are never, and this is like A type, like all in, like system step-by-step girl, you're never going to live up to that like pinnacle that you have put up on the hill. You're never going to live up to that. I think for me, like personal growth has happened the most where I invested in community. That was an investment in myself and listening and literally taking one thing and go take action. Like implementation, like the speed to implementation, that's where it's out for me. And I use that taking imperfect action phrase a lot, but that's literally, you got to step out of the shadows. You really do, because your voice is important.
Yeah, we've laid the vision and created the intention for community. I think we've both only scratched the surface of how pivotal it is in the growth of you as an individual, you as a business, and just how powerful of an asset it is in gathering and serving your clients and customers. I am a marketing nerd, and so I will reinforce everything that we've said with some stats. And I hope you see it as a huge opportunity, but part of me, like my big heart breaks that more companies don't embrace this. But community is like one of the baseline essential human needs. And only 25% of businesses will actually intentionally incorporate a relationship marketing strategy in their business.
Oof.
Yeah. And you can probably feel it as a consumer in the general, like day-to-day life. You feel unimportant. You feel unseen. You feel unappreciated. But as entrepreneurs, we have an opportunity not only to use that gap as our advantage, but to be that rally point for people that we want to serve at a so much deeper level that other businesses are not willing to go. So that's the vision of what we're creating right here. Boom.
Okay, so let me just put let me just put a little another cherry right in like the sundae that you just built, because you are fired, Cassie Brown. You were fire. Let me just say that you can still show up and serve. And I like how you said gather and serve, how you can gather and serve and still leverage your time. To collectively together, what we're saying is that your people, it doesn't matter if it is a digital product, if it's one-on-one coaching, if it is your service-based business owner, if you're a membership owner, what we're saying here is that you can show up and serve in the way that you want to and still leverage your time. Your people want to be seen and heard, and you can create an environment to do that.
And are doing, and the way that we're progressing and growing our own communities. Because the thing about it is there's a bigger ripple effect that we all have the opportunity to contribute to. And I believe anything that we do in life is worth going that extra mile if it means someone else can pick up the torch and run with it. So this first episode is essentially our love letter to you. Congratulations, community leader, movement maker, change maker, visionary, whatever identity you embrace. I'm so glad and grateful that you're here and that you're going to take this journey with us. So that is the opening episode. And the challenge is to write and share your vision. And I just want to make sure that you dare to dream big enough that it's a vision that is a little bit intimidating, that does make you flip your stomach inside out and say, holy heck, did that thought just hit that paper? Or did those words just leave my mouth? And I'm here to tell you, yes. And I'm so grateful.
And I'm so excited to be with you, Cassie Brown. This is going to be amazing.
All right. So open loop. The next couple of episodes, Rhonda and I are going to be sharing deeper in our personal journeys and how we came together, because that's probably one of the top questions is like, how does this even happen? And we're excited to get into that.
Yeah, I asked that too. So it's good.
All right, you guys, thanks for listening. We love you, and we'll catch you next episode.
Take care.